I've confirmed with the board secretary that we are quorate.
Yes, we are.
And there are no declarations of interest of anything of material for today's meeting that are not already declared. You have the draft minutes of the board meeting held on the 28th of May. That's under 1.4. Can I ask if everybody's read these minutes? Yeah. Are there any matters of accuracy in those minutes you wish to raise? No. If you go to the action log 1.5, you looked at the action logs, everybody. Are there any issues you wish to raise from the action log? No. We go back to the draft minutes of the board meeting held on the 28th of May. And are there any matters arising that are not already covered by today's agenda? I can't see any hands up. Are you content for me to sign these minutes off? Thank you so much. 2.1, Performance Report 25-26. David.
Diolch Cadeirydd. Thank you, Chair. So the paper is asking for approval for submission of a report to Welsh Government. The performance report provides an update on our performance over the last financial year. It includes progress against our strategic priorities, together with core business activities. A draft of the performance report has been considered by Welsh Government, together with Audit Wales, and their feedback has been incorporated in the document in front of you today. The performance report was also considered and supported at last week's meeting of the Audit and Assurance Committee. So we're asking the board to please approve that the performance report is submitted to Welsh Government by the 30th of June. Thank you, Chair.
Alan, do you wish to say anything as Chair of Audit and Assurance?
No, I'll pick it up in my agenda item at the end of the next three items. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Any issues board members wish to raise? No, I'm asking you therefore to, having considered the performance report, I'm asking you to approve the performance report for submission to Welsh Government by the 30th of June. Happy? Thank you very much. Agenda item 2.2, Annual Accountability Report. David eto.
Thank you, Chair. So the accountability report is made up of three key elements. The governance statement, which outlines the board's governance arrangements, and you will note includes an overall assessment of substantial assurance from internal audits, the remuneration and staff report, and finally the parliamentary account and audit report. A draft of the annual governance statement was considered at the Audit and Assurance Committee on the 23rd of April. The document has also been considered by Welsh Government and Audit Wales, and again, the comments that we've had back from them have been incorporated into the final draft. The accountability report was also considered at last week's meeting of the Audit and Assurance Committee. So I'm asking please for the board to receive and approve that the accountability report is submitted to Welsh Government by the 30th of June.
Okay. Any comments or questions from colleagues? No? Okay. So I'm asking you please to receive and approve the accountability report 25-26 for submission to Welsh Government. Agreed? Thank you very much. Glyn, am I right in saying this is your final meeting?
I believe so, yes. Yeah.
Does everybody know this is Glyn's final meeting? So no challenge here now, Glyn.
No pressure.
I'm asking you to talk to us about the final accounts, please.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you. Hopefully this will be a reasonably unchallenging agenda item, but it is a pleasure to be able to present the annual accounts for the 25-26 financial year. In some ways, the annual accounts is the end product of actually everything that everybody's done during the last year. So I want to just thank everybody in HEIW for the hard work in delivering against all of our priorities, but doing that within the funding that we've got available. When it comes to producing the accounts, it actually makes that a far easier job if we've been able to achieve that. So sort of big thanks to everybody working in HEIW. I'd like to sort of thank the finance team as well, because you will see as we go through the reports that the annual accounts have been produced to a good standard this year, and that will come out in the audit of accounts report that I'll summarise on behalf of Audit Wales later as well. If I can also just take this opportunity to thank Audit Wales, so Matt, Helen and the team. Every year that I've worked in HEIW, they've always approached the review of the accounts in a really open, constructive way. I think the working relationship that the team have got with them makes it so much easier to actually produce a good set of accounts, and also really identify areas where we can improve as well. So there's a really open, honest relationship, which is very much down to colleagues in Audit Wales. And then finally, just to thank the audit committee members who sometimes are very challenging, but actually that's a good thing. The fact that they challenge and scrutinise during the course of the year, but particularly in terms of the annual accounts, hopefully gives us all confidence again that they've been produced to a high standard. So just very briefly, high level summary of the annual accounts. The key things to note are that we have two statutory financial duties. One is to live within our revenue budget or revenue resource limit. And for last year, we achieved a surplus of just over £500,000. The second one then is around living within our capital budget or capital resource limit. And last year, we achieved a surplus of about £58,000 on that. There's then a third sort of administrative duty, which is about paying our invoices on time, which is a really important target. If you think about a number of our suppliers are perhaps small, medium-sized businesses who rely on good cash flow. So again, it's pleasing to report that we exceeded the target of 95% of invoices being paid within 30 days. So those are the high-level sort of targets within the accounts that are audited. Attached to the accounts, there's also a paper that just provides a high-level analysis of the spend for last year and how that moved compared to the year before, 24-25. So you've got that, and it helps, I suppose, align some of the narrative within the performance report in terms of how we spent our money and what it delivered. So last week, the Audit and Assurance Committee reviewed the annual accounts, and I guess at this point I'll hand back to you, Chair, so that you can ask the Chair of the Audit and Assurance Committee to provide their recommendations. What I'll then do is after that, just provide a high-level summary of the audit of accounts report that is produced by Audit Wales, and then the board can consider approving the annual accounts, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks.
Alan?
Thank you, Chairman. As already been mentioned, the performance report, accountability report and the annual accounts were presented to the audit committee last week. That wasn't the first stage of our input. Dave has already mentioned the fact that we reviewed the draft and the governance statements in the April meeting, and then in the May meeting we reviewed the draft accounts and also the remuneration and staff pay report. So we considered all three reports and made recommendations for these to be approved by the board at today's meeting for submission by 30th of June. Before we got to the latter one on the annual accounts, we considered the Audit Wales report first before we going back to the recommendation of that. And I know Glyn's going to pick that up now, but from my perspective as the chair of the audit committee, when you get a very clean audit report from Audit Wales with no recommendation and no specific HEIW sort of representation, that is, to me, is a very, very clean Audit Wales report. I think the team should be commended for the quality of the work that they've done to get to that stage, because I think it is an impressive performance, and that's building on the substantial assurance we had, and I reported that back to the board last time round from the internal audit in the head of internal audit report on that. So as an audit committee, we're very much happy to recommend that those 3 reports are approved by the board for submission to Welsh Government by 30th of June. And similar to Glyn, I'd like to thank all who have been involved in preparing the reports and the input in it. I know it's a major piece of work to be done, and sometimes we do take it for granted, but it is a very tight time scale. Likewise, for the auditors to do and complete their work within the time frame, and also the manner they do the work, which should be commended. So those are my summary from the feedback from the audit committee, but also my personal reflections on how the process has been very well run this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. That's very helpful. Does anyone else wish to say anything? No? Okay. Glyn, I hand back to you then for the audit of accounts report.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm presenting this on behalf of Audit Wales, who audit our accounts. I think as mentioned before, and hopefully if you've had a chance just to sort of read through the report, you'll see how they approach the audit of the accounts. They look at things that they think are potentially high risk material in the accounts, and they test those areas particularly. As a result of that, Audit Wales are issuing what's called an unqualified opinion on our accounts. So this is does this present a true and fair view of how we've used our money? Unqualified is good. Sometimes it gets confused, but unqualified is certainly good. It means there are no qualifications to the accounts, and as Alan said, there are no recommendations arising from the audit review that they undertook. Other than that, there's a letter of representation that we will be asked to sign. So the Chair and Chief Executive would be asked to sign that on behalf of the board and HEIW, really just to confirm the accuracy and completeness of the accounts. So subject to the board approving the accounts, we'd look to the Chair and Chief Exec to sign that letter off as well as part of that. I think at the moment the intention is for the Auditor General for Wales to sign off our accounts on Friday the 26th of June, so that we can then submit them to Welsh Government before the deadline of the 30th of June. So on that basis, I'm looking for the board to obviously support the recommendations and approve the accounts.
Okay, thank you. So colleagues, I'm asking you, please, following our consideration of the Audit Wales Audit of Accounts Report 25-26, I'm asking you to approve the audit annual accounts of HEIW for the 25-26 financial year. You approve? And I'm asking you, please, to approve the signing of the letter of representation by myself and Alex on behalf of the board. You approve? Thank you. And we have noted and considered the audit of accounts report, and I'm asking you to approve the letter of representation. Okay, so I have no other urgent business on. Oh, sorry, Alex.
It's not urgent.
No, I was going to say, do you want to say anything?
Thank you. Yes, please.
No?
So just to obviously note that it is Glyn's last meeting. We're really grateful to him for all his contribution to HEIW over the last 3 years. We are saying goodbye to him on a daily basis. He's hearing this message a lot, but also to thank the audit committee and our audit partners for all the hard work that goes into getting to this meeting, which we've done in 15 minutes, which kind of underestimates, as Alan said, the amount of effort that goes into this. But just wanted to thank all of them myself as well. Thank you.
So from my point of view as chair, This is the culmination of a lot of serious effort, a lot of serious business. And I have to say that I think that the way that the Audit and Assurance Committee works, its membership, and also the way that the officers and staff of HEIW interact with that committee are to be commended. And I'd like to thank our auditors, both internal and external, for the way that the relationship is both professional, testing, and reassuring. So, Glyn, very well done. There is nothing like a set of accounts that go wonk that absolutely destroys an organisation. So this is a really good high point on your as you leave this role. So thank you so much, Glyn, and our thanks to the team and across the directorates of HEIW.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's been a pleasure working with a fantastic board as well. So thank you.
We will. You set a very high bar. So, in the absence of any other urgent business, I would welcome the public to our annual general meeting and board meeting on the 30th of July, and we will have a board development session on the 22nd of August, and a suitable farewell celebration to Glyn in July. Right. Thank you very much. We're now going to go into under section 1(2) of the Public Bodies Admissions to Meetings Act to go into committee. Thank you very much, everybody. Can we go straight into that?